Hi, it's Crystal Woodbridge, your nature-inspired relationship coach here, and I want to talk to you about something that's really quite difficult to manage in your relationship. And it's something I do see with the relationship coaching clients I see quite frequently. And people ask me quite often, what is it that you do if your partner won't face your relationship issues? So I know from the huge surge of relationship coaching clients that I always get this time of year, and I've been having already, and we're only 3 days into the new year, that resolving the issues in your relationship is a huge focus for lots of us at this time of year. Most of us have spent the colder winter months reflecting, naturally looking inwards, reassessing and reevaluating many different areas of our lives and relationships, those things that we want to improve and the things that we really need to work on. But with Christmas looming and all of the obligations and commitments that are linked to Christmas and New Year, we tend to kind of grin and bear the difficult part of our relationship through those weeks, because we just think that we'll just try and get through Christmas, get through the New Year and the holiday season, and then we'll sort out our relationship on the other side, which makes complete sense, and I understand why lots of couples choose to do that. But what we then do, so we make resolutions and we resolve to communicate better with our partners, we resolve to listen more or to stop arguing, and we will be more intimate with each other. So there are all sorts of resolutions that we'll make at this time of year. And obviously all of those are very important aspects of any relationship to resolve and try and strengthen. And they all need attention so that your relationship can function well. But here's a really common stumbling block. And I don't know whether you identify with this. If you do, let me know. And that is, you recognise that these are all important things to work on in your relationship. And you see the value of actively working on your relationship. And you're prepared to face the problems in your relationship and to tackle them once and for all, but your partner isn't. So what if instead they choose to ignore the issues in the relationship, or they pretend everything's fine, they bury their head in the sand, might minimise the issues, might invalidate your feelings by playing the issues in the relationship down as though they're not really that problematic and it's really you that has the problem, not them. Or what if they accept and acknowledge their issues in the relationship but just flat out refuse to work on them? Where does that leave you? The thing is, it takes two to create a problem, so it takes two to solve it. You just cannot fix it alone. And sometimes I do have clients come and see me asking for individual coaching because actually they are at that point in their relationship. And you can work so much and you can do so much work on your relationship individually, but really you're going to need your partner on board at some point. That's just a given. That is something that has to happen. So what can you do about it? That's a really big question to ask. You know, what can you do if you're really desperate to resolve the issues in your relationship, but your partner isn't? Well, firstly, what's really difficult to do but really important is to be able to put your feelings aside, your feelings of frustration, hurt, anger, and seek to really understand your partner. Think about what it's like from their perspective and ask them, are they afraid to face the issues? If so, what are they afraid of? Is there anything possibly from their past which is impacting on their willingness to open up to you? Is there something that they're worried about saying to you in case they upset you? Do they struggle to manage their emotions generally, or even talk about their emotions? Or is there anger or resentment preventing them from communicating with you? And really listen to the answers, and listen to the answers without the intent to respond, but just for the sake of listening and really understanding your partner. Really take on board what they're saying. Acknowledge them and look for the grain of truth in what it is that they're saying to you, rather than focusing on all the things you don't agree with. And just be really honest with yourself. How well do you handle perceived criticism? Could you be doing something that contributes to their lack of openness? Because basically, if you fly off the handle every time you feel criticised by your partner, or every time they express their feelings, they're much less likely to open up to you again. Once you have an improved understanding of your partner's objections to seeking help or working on the relationship, then you can begin to think of ways that you can address those concerns together. It's really easy to blame your partner for not opening up and dealing with the issues in your relationship. And it just as it's easy to blame them for anything that's not going well in your relationship. But one of the most empowering things that you can do for yourself in a situation where you feel really frustrated and powerless is to recognise that you can take control of your relationship issues. You can take control of your relationship issues by taking control of and managing your own behaviour and actions. And in doing so, you can take responsibility for your part in the relationship issues, and that is absolutely critical. And what you can do, you lead by example, because when you encourage your partner to take responsibility for their part in the relationship issues, you do that through taking responsibility for your own part in your relationship issues. Once your partner experiences your honesty and openness and willingness to accept that maybe there's something that you're contributing to the difficulties, once they see that you're demonstrating your willingness to understand, your willingness to listen, really take on board what they're saying, not only will they appreciate that, but they're far more likely to respond in kind, so you lead by example. In nature, we've evolved to work together to solve problems, not against each other. When we do this, we can achieve amazing things. And so if you think about it in terms of the natural law of synergy, it's basically defined as the interaction or cooperation of two or more organisations, substances or other agents to produce a combined effect greater than the sum of their separate parts. Now, you see this in nature all the time. You see it when plants actually grow roots together to strengthen the soil around them. You see it where birds eat berries off of bushes and trees and then fly hundreds, sometimes thousands of miles away and actually distribute the berries somewhere else. The tree would never have achieved that without the help of the birds. And the bird would never be able to get the nutrition it needs without the berries. So, working together is just a natural law. So when you think about it, it's the most natural, most logical thing of all. And so you have to approach every problem in your relationship in a way that says, how can you solve these issues together? So that's the rationale for understanding your partner first and then working on this together, rather than causing more friction in it, shutting them out. So if you'd like my expert help with your relationship issues to overcome the problems in your relationship this year, just don't hesitate to get in touch. It's what I love doing. It's my joy. I love reaching out to couples and helping couples all over the world to achieve the best joyful relationships they can possibly have. I've got so much experience in doing it. I would love to hear from you. So come to my website, which is www.crystalwoodbridge.com. That's Krystal Woodbridge.com. There you can contact me, you can download a free communication guide for couples, and you can send me your emails or your inquiries or your queries or your frustrations so that I can tell you how I can best help you in your relationship. I can't wait to hear from you. You can contact me on Facebook as well through Messenger, or you can comment below this video. Either way, I look forward to hearing from you soon. Bye.